Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Deininger. I'm one of the Cape Fear Community College librarians, and I want to show you guys today a little bit of an overview of how to do research for any of your classes, and then specifically some research for philosophy and ethics research. I'm starting out here on our MyCFCC page, and basically you get access to all your normal stuff on here, Blackboard and your email and that kind of thing. There are some shortcuts on this page to get to our main library site, which is where you're going to do all your research. It's kind of hiding up towards the top gray bar here, whatever. It's called CFCC links. And so off of that, you will see a shortcut here to the library. So you certainly can click on that and it'll take you to our main library page. You can also Google up our main library page just by typing in CFCC and the thing you want. So CFCC library will take you library page. So that's the link to our library page as well too, along with some information over here on the side. If you're in a Google search, it'll tell you our hours of operation as well too, which comes up. So library site, just cfcc.edu/library. And here's where you want to go to do all of your library research. Now, the library, the college pays a lot of money for these resources. These are not resources you'll be able to find freely available on the web. So a lot of times your instructors will say, I want you to go to the library, find the best stuff, right? So a lot of the stuff that we have is available for you, full text online. And this is what we call also a transferable skill. A lot of you guys might be planning on transferring to a four-year school down the road. Pretty much all of the different four-year school libraries will have the resources I'm showing for you today, of course, their own library site, that kind of thing. So if you kind of figure out how to do it here, you'll have a good step forward doing it in the future. So main library page here, I'm just going to walk through a couple of things. Summon is our search everything search tool. So if you are looking for just a little bit of something on whatever your topic might be, you can put it in here. I'm interested in doing a search for a related part. So I got about 20,000 or so hits based on relevance for Rene Descartes. And so what you're going to get is you're going to get a mix of print materials. So there's our books from our collection. So these are books that will be available in our library. Our library is open, so you can certainly come in and you could check those books out if you'd like. Ebook material. So you click on any of these links here and it'll take you to the full text. Full text, full text. So you click on those links and just kind of scroll through your results. You can limit over on the left-hand side by certain types of materials, like the format of them, also by date range. So if you want something that's really current, you can limit that way too. And then a lot of students are interested in the export tools here, in particular, the little quote guy here, the cite this item, and then also the email this item. So if you click on cite this item, it's going to bring up the citation for this particular item and you can just choose your citation style. For psychology, philosophy classes, a lot of times you're using APA instead of MLA style. So you do have those options on here. I'm just going to show APA today, but you certainly can use MLA for any of these as well too. So it'll generate the APA citation for you, and there it is. And you can just go ahead and copy and paste that guy into your works cited, into your document. Okay, so it's by clicking on the site. And then, of course, email is pretty straightforward. I want to go ahead and email this item to myself. And so I can just go ahead and say, okay, email to me with a citation attached. You want to include a message, you can do that too. Send it off in your inbox. You have a link to the item for future reference. Okay, so that's a summon search. You can search for pretty much any topic, anything that you might be interested in. So stem cells, stuff there too. Again, instead of Rene Descartes gave me 20,000 things, I got over 100,000 things on stem cell ethics, so a lot more stuff there too. I can add additional terms to limit over on the left-hand side, browse through it, read the full text, cite, email to myself. Okay, so that's Summon. I'm going to go ahead and go back. Whenever you do a search, it's usually going to open a new tab. So I'm going to go back to my previous tab, which is the main library page. So I go back to my previous tab. I'm back here to my original summon search. So you can just keep searching the main page for that. You can also toggle over to a catalog search. Catalog search is included in summon, but if you want to search just for the physical items that are in the library, you can do a catalog search and it'll just find the books, DVDs, things that'll be on the shelf in the library. So you can do your search that way too. Articles and e-resources. You can click on this and get a list of all the resources that we subscribe to for full text articles. So I'm going to click on this tab and it's going to bring up a page that's going to have about 50 or so items that we subscribe to. So here's the list of everything. So you can scroll through it. Normally, students will end up here if they are looking for something in particular. Their instructor has said, you are doing paralegal research, and I want you to go to Westlaw and do a Shepherd Isom case law or something like that. And you're like, okay, where's Westlaw? Well, here's where you're going to find it on the A to Z list. Or you need to go and find a film. So films on demand, streaming film content. Or you're doing research for a career. And so I need to do career research. So I got a couple career databases here as well for you. Um, Psychology, I'll mention that real briefly too. Psych articles is here if you're going down that track. Literary criticism for Literature Resource Center, and so forth. So A to Z list of a lot of the different things that we have here. We created this box over in the upper corner here for ProQuest Central. Says, don't know where to start, search ProQuest Central. So kind of as it says on there, if you're looking at this page and you're like, I just need to get a couple of full text articles, I don't necessarily care what resource they come from, put your search terms into that box, you'll get instant results. Okay. So that's the A to Z page. I'm going to go back a click, back to our main library page. And so I went through Summon, did a search there, catalog. You can search for physical stuff in the library, articles and e-resources, A to Z. And then the last thing on here is research guides. So before I go into research guides, I do want to mention that a lot of the pages you're going to see this little thing right here says Ask a Librarian Chat Now. We are offering basically 24/7 chat service. So if you ever get hung up on any of the different library resources, you should see a little orange button there that says Ask a Librarian. You get a chat window, and 24/7, basically, you'll be able to chat with a live librarian. It's great service if you do a lot of your research late at night and you don't think you're going to have anybody to help you at 2 o'clock in the morning. You can click that chat button and you'll get into contact with somebody. So before I move away here from that one, I just want to go ahead and show you guys research guides. Research guides are guides that the librarians have created. We've tried to do some of the research for you and kind of funnel all the best stuff into one place for you. So when you click on research guides, it's going to bring up a list of all the different courses that we offer at Cape Fear. Okay. So if you happen to be taking a history class and you're like, I wonder what kind of resources they have for history, you can look at that. If you're doing research for a business class of some kind, we have guides for all that kind of stuff. Sociology, you get the idea, right? So pretty much any class that we have here, you're going to be able to find good stuff. This is for philosophy, so we're going to kind of focus that direction. So philosophy materials are going to be right here. So we only had one guide right now indexed for philosophy. So I just went ahead and clicked on that link. And now I'm landed in our philosophy and ethics guide. So again, this is a guide that I got to through the library site. You can Google up this guide too. If you search CFCC Research Guide Philosophy, it's going to be the first hit you're going to get. But basically, if you get here, it's a pull together of all the best stuff for how to search stuff in the library, focused a little bit more on philosophy and ethics. So for this guide, there's a bunch of different tabs across the top, generally geared together by sort of what kind of resource. So if you're looking for books, DVDs, ebook, articles, web stuff, specific things on ethics, and then also periodicals. We have a little bit of a pull together each of those types of materials. This main landing page on getting started kind of tries to put everything together for you. So how do you search on the shelf for a book is in the middle of the page, a couple of recommended databases for full text articles over on the left hand side, and helpful stuff right over here. So you can email us directly, call us up, and of course that little chat thing as well too. So before I start doing some searches on this page, I do want to show you guys the last tab here called Citing Help. So the Citing Help tab, it basically gives you an overview of different citing styles, some of the most popular ones. So if you're not super familiar with APA style, is an overview guide of how to cite a web page, how to cite journal articles, things like that in APA. Also sample papers. You may not be familiar with what the paper setup looks like in APA style versus MLA. It is different. So I'm going to click on the APA one real quick, just kind of show you what that looks like. And so our little sample paper on here shows the title page is different than MLA. It'll look certainly different if you're used to writing stuff in MLA. You're going to have the first page is just going to be title page. It's going to be centered, a little bit different information on there too. These little green and blue boxes are going to kind of highlight sort of why they're doing what they're doing. Okay. So I'm going to close that. Let's get back. So that was our APA sample paper. And so also have one for MLA too. And Lastly, actually, I got two more things real quick on this citing page. MyBib, a lot of you guys have used or continue to use citation tools like EasyBib or Citation Machine. And so those are great tools. They recently got sold to a company, so there's a lot of pop-up ads on them. And so if you like to generate your own citations and are getting a little frustrated with all the ads on EasyBib or Citation Machine, we recommend this resource called MyBib. It's basically works exactly the same way. It'll pull all the citation information together for you in whatever style you like. It does it for free, and there's no ads. And then lastly, on this page, we do have a writing center. The library at the downtown campus is on the second floor of the L building. And so in the L building, there is a learning lab where we have a writing center. And so you can go in there and you can get free tutoring assistance on writing your papers, transitional sentences, brainstorming, citation things, all that kind of stuff. So I have a link there for you as well, too, just for some help with writing, citing your paper. You can also submit a paper online for them to look at, and they'll get back to you in 24 hours with feedback on it. There's also a writing center inside of the library at the North Campus as well, too, and the Library North Campus is in the McKeithen Center. Okay, so let's go back to this first tab here called Getting Started. And so get started with whatever you're looking for. So I'm going to do a catalog search first. And so again, remember we were doing stuff on Rene Descartes. I got his picture over there too on the guide. I think, therefore I am. Okay. So I got 15 results, certainly a lot less than 20,000 or whatever as well too, because it's just physical stuff that's going to be in the library. And the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because down the road here, we have about 60,000 books in the Cape Fear Community College collection. But if you go to UNCW's library, they have over 1 million books. If you go to NC State's library, they have about 6 million books on 8 floors. So these larger universities have larger libraries. But the nice thing is they use the exact same system we use here at Cape Fear. So if you're finding a book on the shelf, you're going to find out where is it located. So in this case, Wilmington Circulating Books means that it's in the Wilmington campus. And so if we had it at North Campus, it would say North, and then the call number. This call number is the most important piece of information as far as finding the book on the shelf. And so the philosophy materials are generally going to be in this B call number area. So the shelf B, and this is a whole number, 1,873 is sort of the Rene Descartes shelf. And so you can go there, you can browse what we have, see what's going on. If I scroll down a little bit further, you will see some other call numbers come up here, a lot of stuff in the queues. These are coming up because of the science. So that's the science section. So these books have talk about Rene Descartes, but then it's not a biography necessarily. It's more kind of focused on the scientific aspects or the math aspects of his life. So you can find a few of those ones. If I keep going down, you're going to find some stuff in the B's again here too. Yeah, there we go. B, and there's another one too. Probably we're going to find more of the biography stuff on him. Okay, so just take a picture of the call number with your phone, or jot the call number down, and then you can go to the shelf and you can browse. And you can always ask us for help at the desk. You can also kind of take the easy way out, if you will. And if you find something that you really like and you just don't want to go try to find it on the shelf, you can click this little silver request it button and request it will just ask you for to log in with your MyCFCC credentials. When you log in, it'll say, okay, go ahead and we can pull this book off the shelf for you and hold it behind the desk. And we hold it for about a week or so under your last name. So whenever you're ready, just come by the library and just ask for it with your last name. And we'll go ahead and let you take a look at the books. You can check out whatever you want, leave behind what you don't, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's the catalog in a nutshell. I'm going to go back to my previous tab. As when I did a search here in the catalog for Rene Descartes, all of a sudden the record popped up in a new tab. So you can search in a lot of different ways in the catalog too. Again, stem cell research. You can search for a whole bunch of different things for the catalog. Again, I'm looking just for books and DVDs if I'm searching this way. So for articles, if I scroll down, and here again, this is a breakdown of sort of where the books are going to be on the shelf, mostly B's. Right over here, you have 3 databases that we recommend out of a list of like 50 that we subscribe to that are probably going to be the most helpful to you for philosophy and ethics topics. So we have them in order for a reason. SIRS is great for brainstorming if you're just doing the initial research and you're trying to figure out what you want to do for your topic. Great place to go for that. ProQuest Central, a little more in-depth research. Scholarly articles are going to be in there, so top level of research. And then JSTOR is a lot of the same as ProQuest Central. So we have time for this little overview to kind of show you SIRS and ProQuest Central. So we're going to go into SIRS first. When I click into SIRS, it's going to give me sort of an overview, all the different topics that students are writing papers about right now. So we buy this resource for the purpose of like current issues type research. So you're doing a paper on virtual classrooms or police brutality or animal rights. So you can kind of brainstorm here and see what's going on. People are writing papers about. You can also search if you want to go ahead and you already know your topic. You can just go ahead and put it in there and say, well, I want to see what you have for Rene Descartes. All right. So everything in here is full text. So if you find anything in here that you like, you can just click onto it. It'll give you the full text of whatever they got for that article. And then your export tools are over in the green box on the right. So I can go ahead and print, email, citation tools are in there. If I want to use MLA, great. I can also toggle over to APA style. There it is. Copy and paste. And all the tools I'm going to show you today have the citations embedded in them. So if you get lost or whatever, just ask us and we can get you to the right spot on the citations. On the left-hand side, I can limit, say just give me magazines, newspapers, maybe a few scholarly journal articles that are in here. I can limit by publication date as well too. That might come in more handy when I'm doing like a current issues topic. So I'm going to go back. Click here to our main page. So I just searched this box for Rene Descartes because I knew we didn't have a tile for him as a trending topic, but we might have it for other like issues like ethical issues. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you guys that, again, it's a great place for brainstorming. Need help choosing a topic? Sure. I'm doing something for my business class or I'm doing something in my science class. What do you have for education or technology or health? In this case, ethics. Hey, I got a tile for that. We're doing ethics. So I can click on the ethics one and just see what they're making available. So these are the ones that are the most popular in ethics. As you can read here, animal experimentation, organ donation, assisted suicide, etc. As I go down through here, I was doing an original search on stem cells, and look at that, stem cells. So I click on any of these tiles, it's going to bring up an overview of the topic, give me a nice little summary. I can click on here to read the rest of it. Again, citation tools are always over on the right. And then just like you have to create a thesis statement for your paper, kind of focus your thoughts, they're doing that here. Should embryonic stem cell research be allowed? And two different viewpoints here. Stem cell research can lead to cures a number of diseases, and viewpoint two, stem cell research is morally unacceptable. And then there's articles right below that one that support those arguments, those viewpoints. If I scroll down a little further, if I was reading this as like a chapter in a textbook, you might say, as you're reading, think about these critical questions. A great another way of kind of narrowing down your topic. Should both adult and embryonic stem cell research be allowed? Ethically, is there a difference? All this kind of stuff. Political cartoons, and then timelines, which can be really helpful too as far as when things got invented or happened and whatever your topic might be. So you can click on here for the full timeline. So one thing students overlook a lot when they click on these titles for the overview of the topic is that there's a lot more full text content in SIRS than they're finding just on this page. And how you get to that is you click on this little spyglass right down here underneath the viewpoint, says find more sources for stem cells. It will automatically just do the search in the box for you for stem cells. You can also put stem cells up in this top box on the top of the page too. So whatever your preferred method is, but it's going to do that search for you. So the first result I got here is that when I was just looking at that overview of stem cells, with the viewpoint articles, all that kind of stuff, timeline, everything. But we have hundreds of articles in here. So you can see I got hundreds of newspapers and magazine articles. If I scroll down, it's already done the search for me. So I can choose any of these ones that I'm interested in. They're all going to be full text. Read through them. If I like them, I can go ahead and export them over here, print them, email them, go ahead and create the citation. If you are currently logged into your campus email, it is a Gmail account and you have access to a Google Drive. So you can click in on Save to Cloud and it will send the document over to your Google Drive account too, if you like. All right, so going back a click, so I go through my results over here. I can limit if I choose to by format, and I can also limit by date as well. So if I am doing a topic like stem cells, maybe I don't want articles that are back from 2004 or 2006 on my topic. So over here, I can say, just give me stuff from the last year or so, or I can put a specific date in, and then I'll limit it down quite a bit. And so now I got 46 results here that have come out in the last couple of years or so, or last year or so. So 2019, 2020, you can see all that. All full text. So I still have, you probably only need a handful for your article, and I got 46 of them here, so that's pretty good. So you can kind of go through those results. All right, so I'm going to go back, and that's basically SIRS. You can kind of browse through here, brainstorm, figure out your topic, get some key terms, just learn a little bit more about your subject. So I'm going to go back a previous tab here, back to our research guide. And off this guide, I searched the catalog for books and DVDs. I went over here and I searched SIRS and I found some articles on my topic. And I need to get a couple more things. They need to be like academic, top level research stuff. So that's great. You can get that information in ProQuest Central and also in JSTOR. So we're going to go into ProQuest Central. And ProQuest Central has millions and millions of articles on all different types of topics, including philosophy and ethics. And so this is a good time for me to mention, as it's logging me in here, is that I'm going into these searches on campus. And so when I'm doing this on campus, it knows that I'm affiliated with Cape Fear, no problem. If you're doing this from off campus, all you have to do is log in with your MyCFCC username and password when you get prompted to do that. As long as you come through the library site and the library resources, the only password it should ask you for is your MyCFCC. All right, so in ProQuest Central, for our last resource here, I can do searches as well for things too. So stem cell ethics. So in SIRS, I had maybe about, I forget what it was. It was like 50,000 or something results. I'm going to get a lot more things in ProQuest Central. So I got over 100,000 results for articles here for stem cell ethics. On the left-hand side, I can limit. Just give me full text content so I can get all the full text stuff. And it shouldn't really change my results too much because pretty much everything here is full text. And then on the left-hand side, I can limit by format. A lot of times students will come in here specifically because their instructor says, I need you to find at least 2 scholarly journal article, academic research articles on your topic. And so go into ProQuest Central and you can limit and say, just give me the scholarly content. So I can take this down to the 100,000 out of the 150 that are just listed as scholarly. And so you can see the identification there, scholarly, scholarly, scholarly for those guys. And it's going to highlight my search terms. That's still a lot of results. You can scroll through these ones and just see if any of these ones are useful to you. If you want to limit further, you can always add additional search terms into the box. So as I was doing my research, I was finding out about this more recent thing called CRISPR. So I want to find some articles that are specifically talking about CRISPR in relation to stem cell and ethics. And so that adding that term in there knocked my results down quite a bit. So now I have focused results of about 2,000 or so on CRISPR for stem cells. And I can do one more thing too. Again, I can limit by date. So I can say, just take over from here and just give me stuff on CRISPR for maybe the last 2 years or so. It's kind of a newer technology, so I should still get a good amount of articles. So a little bit less than 2,000 now. Okay. So scholarly journal articles in ProQuest Central, last couple years, stem cell, ethics, CRISPR, just did my key search terms right in there. It's going to highlight my terms right here. And then I can kind of scroll through my results. This first one looks pretty good to me. If you can't tell, a lot of times you can't tell from the title if it's going to be a good article or not. There's a little cheat over here called Show Abstract. You can click on Show Abstract, and it should give you a summary of what the article is about. And that'll save you a little time having to read every single thing, click into every single thing. So I can click on Show Abstract. It'll drop it down for me and give me a nice summary. And then you have your shopping cart right over here next to the icons where the numbers are. So as you're finding great stuff in here, you can go ahead and click on and say, okay, I want that one. And scroll down, and you're like, okay, maybe this one here, and then maybe one of these other ones here too. So you can just pick on whatever you like. I'm just going to pick some ones at random. So I selected those guys. I can add additional terms if I want to. I can modify things. I can just keep adding stuff into my cart. So I have 3 select items right now. Once you're done with your search in ProQuest Central, you can export everything all at once. Your export tools are right over here. Looks familiar, right? Cite, email. So I can click on Cite. And this is really handy for you guys who maybe wait till the last minute to get a works cited page together or a bibliography together. Once you select these different items in here, it'll automatically create it for you. So here's my works cited of those 3 sources. I can just copy those guys and put them into my document if I like. I can toggle and say, oh, actually, I'm doing APA. The most recent edition is 7th. Highlight those guys and put them into my document. So put everything into my cart, cite everything all at once. Email is a great tool for this too. You can say, okay, go ahead and include all the citations at the end of my document for however many resources I grab. In APA 7th edition, I can toggle back to MLA if I choose to. Put in my email address or put a comma in there and share it with some colleagues if you're doing a group project. Your name is a required field, so put your name in there. And then just go ahead and click on continue. And in your inbox, full text articles or links to the full text articles with the citations done in APA or MLA style. Okay. And before I walk away from ProQuest Central, because we have so many resources that are in here, a lot of times instructors will say things like, I want you to get at least 2 or at least 3 or at least 4 of something. You'll find out as you keep doing more research that you're probably better off grabbing a few extras when you're in here and you're doing a good search and getting good results. Because as you start reading through the articles, when you have them, you realize that a couple of them maybe aren't as relevant as you were hoping for. So if they're asking for 2 or 3, I usually double that up and I just grab maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 articles, just a few extras. You don't have to use them all. You just kind of go through and pick out the best ones for you. Okay. All right. So back again to my previous tab. That was ProQuest Central. I'm not going to go into JSTOR, but it basically works the same as ProQuest Central. Full text articles, citations are in there for you, all kinds of stuff. Again, if you have any questions, you can always contact us over here, Reference Librarian, email us. We'll get back to you within 24 hours. Give us a call, or you can go and click on this guy and you can chat with us. All right. Well, good luck with you guys. Research on philosophy and ethics topics. Again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Thanks.